Hi everyone, welcome back. This is video 2 for this week, week 2. Today we're going to be talking about how to move files and how to delete files. So as we use our computers, we get more and more files here, right? So you can see here, this is just downloads folder for me, and I have a ton of stuff, whether they're program files or Word files or PDFs. There's a bunch of files in here, and this is probably how a lot of people's downloads file folder looks. It's just a mess, and if it's something important, you probably want to have it a little bit more organized, and you can do that by using folders, as we mentioned previously. Now, but how do you get something from here into, say, here? So this is just a temporary folder I made for Mount SAC new adjunct data. See, I gave it this name. It's fairly meaningful, but maybe I wanted to move some of these into that folder, right? This again here, you can see here, it's a downloads folder, and this one's a file that I created, my Mount SAC new adjunct data file. So how do we move them? How do we get things over there? So what we need to do is, the easiest way is you can just, if you have these two windows open, just say this one here, right? Maybe this. Click, left click, hold the button down, and then drag it over here and release your button. Release your left click button, and you'll see that now that file is in this Mount SAC new adjunct data file. But I don't really want that in that folder because it doesn't really fit with the type of stuff that I have in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move it back. So again, I'm going to left click, hold it down, drag it back to the other folder, my downloads folder, and drop it in there again. See, now it's gone. Okay, so that's one way that we can do this. Now, one way that's not discussed is using some of the shortcuts, the hotkeys that we used last time. So with this example, this mouse tutorial, if we click on that, single click, because remember, single click selects something, double click launches something or opens something, and right clicking opens a menu, right? So we just want to single click it to select it. Then if we do a Control X, remember Control X is to cut something, you'll notice that it gets a tiny bit dimmer. It's kind of hard to see here. Let me see if I can do a different view so you can get a better idea. Okay, so this mouse tutorial, you'll see it here. So it's selected. I'm going to do a Control X. Look at the color of it. Let me do it again here. You'll see there, you see I got a little bit more dim than the rest of these. That tells you that you're successful in cutting it. So the Control X is to cut again. Now what I'm going to do is click anywhere in this blank area on this new window, this new folder, and do a Control V. Control V like Victor to paste. You see that? Now it goes right here. Pops right in there. Okay? So those are two ways that you can do this. Let me put this back in my, let's do like a tiles thing here. It's a little bit, I don't want it too big. But yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so that's how you can move files around in between folders. Now, say for instance, this isn't a good fit for this adjunct data folder, but maybe I wanted to create another folder within this folder. And I wanted to name it adjunct content or class. Something like this. We give it a meaningful name, right? Now, a mouse tutorial might be a better fit in that folder, right? So what I can do, you'll see here, if I click and drag, see, when I click, left click, and I drag over that folder that I just created, it highlights. And if I let go of my left mouse button, that file disappears from here. And if we double click on this small folder that we created, we'll see that that file is now here in that new folder. And using the knowledge that we learned in our last lesson, we see the path of it right here. So right now, it looks like this folder is right on our desktop. So it's going straight from our desktop to the new adjunct data folder to adjunct content for class. Okay? So that's how you can know where that file is. Okay, that will tell you exactly the path to that file. So now we created this file, right? And we put we created a folder and we put this file in that folder, right? What if we decide later on, you know what, I don't really like this name for this folder and I want to change the name of the folder? You can do that. So what you can do, there's 2 easy ways to do it. Actually, there's 3 easy ways to do it. One way is when it's highlighted here, you'll see this is, and remember, these videos I'm making is from a Windows 11 point of view, so you may have something different on Windows 10. So you're going to click on here at the top where it says rename, and you'll notice that now we have a blue editable field. It's made that title of that folder editable. Okay, so we can type, you know, anything we want there now. Like say for classes, maybe it's going to be for multiple classes, right? So I added ES. So another way we can do this, if we want to change it, if you just click once to highlight it, and then click again, just a single click again once it's highlighted, it allows you to edit that folder name, just like that. So you can do that with Windows 10, Windows 11, anything. So if we do remove that ES again, and then just click anywhere. I think you can press enter too. Yeah, you press enter and that'll work. You either press enter or you can click on any blank space, and that it finalizes your change. Now the final way that we can do it is if we select that folder, right click, and down here, remember when we right click, we're bringing up options. At the bottom we have an option for rename. So we click on rename and we can make a change here again. So same thing, okay? So that's how you rename a file or folder. This rings true for both files and folders. So you see here, I just click once to select it, click again, and it highlights that that file name. And sometimes you might see this here. You don't really want to edit this. This last, they call it an extension. The extension is like, on this one it's PDF. That basically tells your computer, hey, this is a PDF. This is this type of file. So make sure you use the PDF application to launch this file. You know, because each file in your system, whether it be a Word document or something else, they all have specialized applications that are set in Windows to launch those applications. And this three character extension .pdf, .doc, .jpg, all these different things, they tell your system which application should be launching that program and what it is. So you don't want to change that. You can just go ahead and change the just the blue part there. It's just the text part. You can just start typing and it'll erase the whole thing. Or you could click in there and just delete whatever it is that you want to delete. Okay? So now say we wanted to delete a file or folder, right? So I have we have this file that I just drug, you know, I left click and I drug this Excel file into this folder. And it's an Excel file of a roster. And I don't want that roster. I'm not going to use it anymore because I know all my students now. So why do I need a roster? I know who's here and who's not here. So I want to delete it. All I got to do, what you can do is there's 3 ways in Windows 11 to do this, and there's actually there's 4 ways in Windows 11 you can do this, and 3 ways I can think of right now in Windows 10 to do this. So you can click on it and then click on this little icon up here which says delete, and that'll delete it. And what I'll do, let me empty this out. So you'll notice the recycle bin right now. It looks like it's empty, like there's nothing in there. But when I press, if I go here and press this little key for delete, now you'll see it has some little bumps up there. That's just telling it, that's telling us that there's something in the recycle bin. Now when something goes to your recycle bin, this little trash can, it isn't deleted forever. It's in a kind of like a temporary holding spot until you decide to right click on your recycle bin and choose empty recycle bin. Once you do that, it's gone. You can't get it back at all. You cannot get it back. But right now, the recycle bin, you'll notice it says recycle bin right here. It has this file in here, and we can restore it by just going to right click and restore, or we can go here to restore all items, okay, or we can just drag it over here and drop it in there. You can do the same thing there, okay. So that's how you can restore a file, okay. So another way that we can delete this file is if we right click on it and we choose delete. We can do that. We can select the file and we can press the delete key on our keyboard, and that'll also delete that file. So there's a number of ways that we can delete this file, and then it'll just go into that recycle bin. And for instance, this one I don't need it anymore. Like I said, I know my students, so I don't need these files anymore. I'm just gonna, oh yeah, you can just drag them in there too if you have your recycle bin window open. Just drag it on in there, and you know, like these, I don't need them anymore. And you'll see that I'll leave this window open, but when I right click, well, either right click here and choose empty recycle bin. That's typically the most common way that you're going to do this, but you also have a button here to empty the recycle bin. But I'm going to do it the most common way by doing the right click and then left clicking to select the empty recycle bin option. It's going to say, are you sure you want to permanently delete these 3 items? We're going to say yes. So we're going to go and do that. Boom, they are gone. So those files are gone, and you're set. So now your recycle bin's empty, your computer's a little bit cleaner than it was before, and you are good to go. So we just have 2 more videos, and that will conclude this week.